Hey everyone! We are doing another hair video, and today I am doing hairstyles inspired by Lana Del Ray's Ultraviolence album. It's my personal favourite album from Lana Del Rey, but I like her unreleased songs a lot more, but for her actual albums that are released, I love Ultraviolence, it's my calling. And I thought a lot of people that do hairstyles inspired off of songs, they do the ones that the singer is wearing in the music video. So for the Ultraviolence music video, like Lana has her hair up in like a half up, half down. But I'm not going to be doing the hairstyles based off of what Lana's wearing in the music video. I'm going to do the hairstyles based off of the vibe of the song, which I think is a lot more fitting, and Lana also has her hair down a lot, and so it wouldn't really mix it up too much. So I just thought, out of all the songs, I think there's 12. There's either 8 or 12, I think, in the Ultraviolence album. I just thought, why don't I do a different hairstyle for each song based off of the vibe that they give? You're barely going to need anything for these hairstyles today. There's one hairstyle with a couple white bows in them, and I am waiting for my parcel to come for those. So we'll see if it comes during the video. But for the other things, you'll just need a hairbrush and maybe some hairspray, and then just a couple hairbands, and that's it. Because I wanted to keep this as like easy and simple as possible. I didn't want to include anything that a lot of people might not have. But without further ado, let's get into the first hairstyle. So for the old money hairstyle, we are just going to start with a hairband and a little claw clip, and I am just making a small side part in my hair and sectioning off 2 little pieces at the front. Don't worry if your side piece isn't the same size as mine. If it's long, it's fine, it's going to get tucked away anyway. Then we're just going to gather the hair at the very top of our head and bring it all the way to the back. And using the hair tie, I'm just going to make a very small ponytail at the top of the head. Then we're going to get the pieces by our ears and come to the back. And as you can see, I am making a ponytail just underneath the other one. And then I am pulling that top ponytail through and tightening it, and then putting my fingers through the ponytail and bringing the one underneath up and over. Next, I'm just going to tease the hair with the rat tail comb. You don't have to do this, but because my hair is very fine, it just helps add a bit of volume. And then I actually changed out the clip that I was using to a smaller one. And then using the rat tail comb, I am just slicking back that piece of hair and using a bobby pin to secure it in place. There was a few bumps at the top, so I'm just flattening them down with a bobby pin and then pulling a few face framing pieces out the front. I'm giving my hair a good brush, and then I am just going to adjust the hair at the front to my liking. You can use hairspray on the side to help slick it down if you need to, but here is our old money hairstyle. So we're using another hair tie, and this time we are keeping the hair down. So I'm going to grab these big chunks of hair just in front of my ears on both sides of my head. Keep it nice and tidy. I am just going to section that hair away and loosely put it up. I'm just giving it a twist and putting it in place with a claw clip. Then I'm going to make a slight side part and just make it as far apart as you want. And then I'm going to tie those 2 pieces behind my head and just make sure they are slicked down with a comb. You can use gel if you need to. Take down that ponytail and then just give your hair a good brush. This is kind of like mafia vibes, mafia boss wife vibes, but here is our hairstyle for Effed My Way to the Top. So for the other woman, we are going to need some bobby pins, and then I am just making a middle part, and all we do, this one is so simple, you guys. We are just grabbing out a small chunk of hair from the front, and I am just laying it down on my head to see where I want it roughly, and then I'm just going to give it a twirl in my fingers and secure it in place with a bobby pin. And that is literally it for this one. I am just doing the same on the other side. You can use like a fancy hair clip, but this is it. This is the hairstyle for the other woman. It is so simple and it takes 5 seconds. You can do it on the go. Yes, I was in fact crying for that bit. Do you like my diligence to the part that I'm playing? Because for this one, we are doing Pretty When You Cry. So I am just making a middle part of the rat tail comb and then sectioning off one side of the hair so it stays out the way. Now we're going to make 2 little plaits that go into this braid, so make sure you section off 2 pieces in your hair just like I am doing, and then just make a very tiny plait. And because we're making 2 braids, I'm just doing the same. You can space these out however far apart you like, it does not matter, it all goes into the same braid anyway. So now I'm grabbing my hairband and I am just going to loosely grab the hair just under my ear. You may find it easier to keep the plaits out like I am. And then just include the plaits as soon as you get that ponytail shape sorted out. And then we're just going to make what we did with those small braids, we're just going to do the big one. Make sure you pull the hairband out of your small plaits, otherwise they might poke through your hair. And then we're just going to make this into a big plait, and then after we're going to fluff it up. It's very simple to fluff it up, just make sure you're pulling from the outer corners and not from the sides of the plait. I'm pulling a few pieces from the front to make it look a little bit more messy. And as you can see, I'm just fluffing up by my ear as well. And then I'm just going to do what I did on that side on this side. If you guys have a favourite Lana song, which one is it? And which one's your favourite album? Like I said, mine's Ultraviolence, but yours might be different. And then just keep braiding and then just fluff it up again, just like how you've already done. The fluffing up trick has honestly saved my braids. I can't believe I only started doing it this year. It's made such a huge difference. But here's the hairstyle Pretty When You Cry. Now West Coast is going to be similar to the other woman, but we're going to use these little hair clips. West Coast is my favourite song, I think, from the Ultraviolence album. So for this one, I am just doing a twist. So as you saw, I'm grabbing the same chunk as what I did in the other woman, but I'm splitting that hair chunk into 2 and twisting it over each other until I have like a couple twists. It doesn't have to be too long, it's not going too far into your head. And then just secure that in place with the hair clip. And there it is. I am going to redo this side as I didn't really like the bump, but on this side it turns out perfectly. As you can see, I'm just twisting it over and over, and then securing it in place. I think next time for these hairstyles, I would use like overnight curls, and then I think it would look so pretty with like overnight heatless curls in my hair. I try and avoid putting damage on my hair as much as possible, so I really like doing like sock curls. Those are really good. This kind of gives me just like driving in a car down LA with like the wind blowing through your hair. I love West Coast, it's one of my favourite. I'm just teasing the hair to make it a bit more voluminous and look a bit like windblown. But here it is. Does this match the vibe that the song gives? I think it does. For Brooklyn Baby, we're just grabbing a hairband and we're basically just going to do a normal ponytail. Now, as you can see, I'm grabbing some front pieces from the front of my face and I am just securing those away separately. And then I am just going to separate this section from the side of my head as I'm going to put that to the back. Just do a basic high ponytail. Just make sure you brush the back of the ponytail. You don't want any bumps underneath. Now I am grabbing that section of hair and I am just going to slick it to the back of my head. But what I am going to do this time is with the ponytail, I am just going to wrap it around the headband that I've just made. As you can see, I'm trying to show the camera as best as possible. And then you're going to grab a couple bobby pins and secure that in place around the hair tie. I'm letting those front pieces down and I'm just giving them a brush backwards, and then I am pushing them behind the front of my hair and a little strand fell in front of my face and it just made the framing perfect. So for Cruel World, I've decided to do something that's quite cruel to myself because I always struggle at it, and that's a messy bun. But I am just going to grab my hair into a ponytail, and then using a scrunchie I'm going to fold that over half the ponytail and then pull the rest of my hair over my hand. I'm then going to twist the ponytail around on my finger and wrap it around the scrunchie and secure it in place with a hair tie. This may take you a couple of tries and that is normal. So I'm just going to pull a few pieces out from in front of my face just to help make it look a little bit more messy. And there we go. That's your messy bun done. So this is where I'm going to use those white bows I mentioned at the start of the video, and I am just sectioning off a chunk of hair at the back of my head and making that into a little plait. Whether it's a twist that you're doing or a plait, just keep doing it until you can secure it in place at the back of your head. I'm just doing the same. As you can see, I'm not taking chunks from the front of my hair, I am going back more to the back of my head. Then I'm grabbing my bow and I am just clipping it in place. This was a little bit fidgety and I didn't quite get them in the proper places, but it's fine. Practice makes perfect. I think this one is so cute, it's very coquette. It just matches the vibe of a sad girl very, very well. Alright, now I know this one looks hard. Trust me, it's very easy once you get the hang of it. You're going to want to separate just a top section of hair out of the way. This will come down later on, but you just want it out of your face for now. And then grab a few chunks away from your ear and just make little mini braids out of this chunk. Now, make sure these braids are longer than you think. Trust me, your head's a lot bigger than you think it is, and when you wrap these braids over your head, you'll find that you'll run out of braid in enough time. Once you've wrapped the braid over, secure it in place with a bobby pin, and then just wrap the other braid over, just right behind or in front of the other one. Let that hair down that was in the ponytail and give your hair a good brush. As you can see, I'm just adjusting the plait a little bit, and there's this hairstyle finished, and it took 5 minutes. Now for Money Power Glory, I am taking inspiration from Lana herself. So I've made a side part and then I am just taking a small section and taking that out away from the rest of my hair. I'm going to gather the large majority of my hair to the other side of my head to keep it out of my face. And then using the comb, I am just going to slick that section back to the back of my head and secure that in place with a bobby pin. Now I'm going to let that hair down, and then I took a little while deciding what I wanted to do, but I just took a nice little clip. And just like the other woman, we're doing the same thing. I'm taking a small little piece, twirling it and putting that fancy little clip in just to make it look a little bit more elegant, a little bit more chic, as I think it fits this vibe perfectly. So we've got the main girl herself, Ultraviolence, and so what I'm doing is I am taking the back chunk of my hair, but I'm leaving some pieces in the front as we are going to take that to the back in a second. I'm going to secure that hair in place with a hairband. I did take inspiration from the music video of Ultraviolence for this hairstyle by doing the half up, half down. Now as you can see, I'm gathering that hair that was at the front of my face, and I'm going to twirl it in place with my fingers, and then just using a small clip, I'm temporarily going to clip that into the hairband. We're going to make another ponytail and secure that in place above that top ponytail.
I am going to loosen the hairband on the top ponytail until it is hidden underneath the one that we just made, and then I'm securing it in place with a cute little hair clip. Then I'm going to grab chunks out the back of my head and we're going to make those small plaits again. You guys should be good at this, we've done this multiple times now. So I'm making them tiny little braids. Try and make them equal spaces apart in the back of your head, but it's not that big of a deal if you don't. And there we are, look how cute this Ultraviolence one is.
Thank you for watching today's video, and let me know how you found the hairstyles and if you think they matched the vibe of the song. I tried to do it as best as I could. Which one was your favourite, and let me know how they went. I've got many more ideas for these kind of videos. I've got a Grease inspired one, I've got like from movies, I've got makeup like Miss Marilyn, Audrey Hepburn. I've got plenty of ideas for beauty, and I love it, I love doing it. So there'll be plenty more of these videos to come, so make sure you press subscribe and like so that you see more of these videos from me. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you so much and see you in the next one. Bye!